Hey guys, this is Trent with GuitarAnimal.com, and I'm here today to go over the gold top guitar that we just built for GuitarAnimal.com. You can check out the previous video on the build as we were putting it together, but it's finally together. I wanted you guys to be able to hear it a little bit and talk to you about what actually went into making this guitar. This guitar started out as a 2017 Gibson Les Paul Tribute. It was a satin gold top that they make, a very nice guitar blank. They did some really nice things on this, a very thin lacquer finish. They even tapered the headstock, which is something you don't see on Gibsons very often. Those were something they did in the 50s. What went into making this guitar is we basically started with a Tone Man wiring harness. A guy named Gary over in Indiana does that. You can look him up at guitar. We'll have the link to it, Tone Man guitar. And that's the 50s wiring harnesses is inside the guitar. It's all the cabling that goes from the switch, which is a Switchcraft switch, Switchcraft jack, all vintage style hardware, and it's wired to Bourne's pots, which are great pots. Those are the potentiometers, the actual volume and tone controls, and they're just great, very smooth. Eddie Van Halen uses those in his guitars. They're awesome, so we put them in this. And it's wired 50 style wiring. They used to wire the Les Pauls in the 50s slightly different than they do the new ones, so we went with a 50 style wiring on this particular guitar. And again, Switchcraft on the switch and on the jack. We used some vintage style parts from Cream Tone, really tall mounting rings, just exactly like the ones that were on a 57 gold top. They're taller than what you would find today, and they're great parts. Also the switch ring here, a very thin wafer type ring, which is exactly like what they put on the 50s. And then the Les Paul custom style pickguard. This is all per original 57 gold tops when they very first came out with the black plastic and gold knobs, as opposed to the ambered ones. A lot of the ambered ones are a little bit too dark. With the pointers on there, we do have the pointers on that. The capacitors that we have in this are paper and oil. It's like they did in the 50s. It's a different way of doing the capacitors, and they sound really cool. We use nickel hardware on this, a set of old PAF pickups. These are not original 50s, but these are copies of original PAF pickups. And you can get those from a number of different manufacturers. These right here spec out at about 7.3 on the neck, 7.3K, and about 7.7K on the bridge, and they sound fantastic. We've got a Gibson ABR here. And the way that I was able to fit the ABR on this blank, because this body was actually cut to use a Nashville bridge on, which is a little bit different spacing, is Cream Tone has studs that you can buy from them that screw into the Nashville inserts but allow you to put the ABR on there. You can talk to Lonnie at Cream Tone. He's a great guy. He'll be able to help you out with getting those parts. We have a Kluson aluminum bridge that's nickel plated. We aged all this by using vapor and muriatic acid vapor, and it turned out really nice. It gives it a little bit of an aged look, kind of matched the aged pickups. And I think the guitar turned out overall really well. We used vintage back plates on it, shiny ones. It came with the new faux leather look. I didn't care for the look of them, so I put the original vintage style on there. It's shiny black plastic. And a Grover tuning machines on the headstock, look like the old Keystone buttons in nickel. And a plain truss rod cover to finish it off, and aluminum vintage style strap buttons on it. Turned out really great. We darkened the fingerboard. You can see a video on that where I used, it's a company called Fret Doctor, and he makes an oil that permeates the fingerboard and really darkens it, so it makes it look more vintage. So you can check that out as well on our website. We'll have links to all these. And then we used some Ernie Ball 9s on here, and I'm just going to plug it in real quick and let you hear it, see what it sounds like, clean and distorted. I think it turned out great. Let's see what you guys think. This is just straight up the guitar into basically a JCM 800 sound. Bridge pickup. Very nice sounding. Single notes. Hear that tone control a little bit. Put a little tube screamer on there. Neck pickup. Tone control. Very Clapton-like. Both pickups. Adjust the volume. A little phase sounding. We go for a clean sound. Neck pickup. You'll notice that with a pickup that's in the 7K range, it's much cleaner and brighter. Bridge. Very spanky sounding. Both together. So overall, very, very happy with the way that this guitar turned out. It sounds great. You're going to see it in a lot of our videos. And if you have any questions about it, I'll be happy to answer those. You can just check out our website and ask away. Again, guitaranimal.com. Check us out.